What's up guys, Victor here, and today we're going to talk about if getting limb lengthening surgery is actually worth it or not. So let's start off by breaking down what worth it really means. So patients get this surgery done for two main reasons: to correct a leg length discrepancy and relieve joint pain, discomfort, and improve overall mobility that was caused by the leg height imbalance. While for those looking to get taller, for cosmetic stature lengthening, it's about gaining those extra inches so that the thought of their height no longer distracts them. But instead of me saying it, I thought, why not have other limb lengthening patients share their experience on if lengthening was worth it to them or not. So starting off with patients who underwent limb lengthening for medical reasons to correct a leg length discrepancy or even a deformity, here's what they had to say.
He told me I'd be better, faster, stronger than I was before, and he was completely right about that. So yeah, I think just like being an athlete yourself, you have that innate drive to kind of push through whatever life throws at you. So if you've got that end goal in mind, you can get through obviously the hardships that having a leg length discrepancy and having the reconstructive surgery. You can get through those hardships.
So I couldn't walk like normal. Like people would think like I don't know, I sprained my ankle or my knee. I had a knee problem or something, or I had a foot problem. And yeah, and honestly, it was kind of annoying explaining, but that's basically the biggest thing I would say is I just simply couldn't walk normally. It was about 1.5 inches of difference. And on top of that, I feel like I wasn't as strong as I could have been. Like my knee would cave in no matter how hard I tried because of the discrepancy. Yeah, so every time I tried doing squats, deadlifts, whatever, no matter how correct I tried to make my form, it was still there. There was nothing you could do about because it was an anatomical issue, not like a form or a muscle problem. This is hands down the best option. Very convenient in comparison to the other options available, and it just seemed like the right option. And I just said, you know what, let's do it.
It's just weird, looking down at my legs and seeing my knees are level. I can have 2 feet on the floor, and it's just really cool.
So different from a normal surgery, and it is such an encompassing procedure, but also the fact that it could change my future, the next 40 years of my life, because I don't have to worry about, hey, I have this discrepancy. At some point, it's going to pop up in my hip, in my knee, in my back.
This leg was a little bit weaker beforehand, so I think I'm back to where I was. I want to go further, right? So I think this is going to be better than I was. So that's the opportunity that you have here. I'm not there yet. It's a journey. It's a marathon. This isn't like I have a surgery and it's all better, right? This is it's a year later and I'm still going forward. But I now can go forward, and I think it can be better than before. It can be stronger than it was before, and I don't have to have shoe lifts. Anybody with a discrepancy knows you hate shoe lifts. You can't wear the kind of shoes you want. It's such a pain. For me, I got no regrets. If you have the means and the ability to do this, I'll say you have to do it.
It's pretty incredible. Some of these patients live for years with this inescapable pain, unless they wear shoe lifts or have a shoe build, yet they refuse to let this arduous surgery discourage them from getting a permanent fix. Now they no longer have a limp in their walk, but they have a spring in their step. But what about those who chose limb lengthening for height? The ones who go for cosmetic stature lengthening. Well, the reason may differ, but the question remains the same. Was it worth it or not?
I always wanted to be taller. Life is great. Life's perfect. I have no complaints. God has blessed me beyond recognition with a great family, great friends, great lifestyle, great profession. Everything's amazing in my life. But I just wanted to be taller. And I remember I was telling my brother this. I was like, if I could just be a few inches taller, that would just be amazing. And literally when I found out you could literally get a procedure done that would make you 3 inches taller, that was my last wish on my wish list of life. And I said, hell yes, let me do this. And I was gung-ho about it. Did not know how much pain it was going to be, but the pain's off and on. Sometimes it feels like I said, you don't even have the surgery. Other days you're like, what the hell did I do?
Life has been very different since I've been fully recovered. I'm telling you, people have been saying that I'm like JP 2.0, like a different version. And is it from feeling better overall, sleeping better because I feel better, being more confident? Is it multifactorial? And to be honest, I didn't know it was going to change my personality so much. Mm-hmm. I don't know why it did, but it did, and I'm super happy it did.
Kind of like everyone else says, I just really wanted to be taller. I knew it wasn't going to be easy, But I was like, I'm going all in. I'm going to do this. And
would you have done it again?
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I got blue eyes. I didn't get brown, and I didn't have a choice. And my height, well, so I was like, it really got to me after a while. And then also, it's nice to, I feel people judge, like not judge, but like they assume someone accomplished something by being 6 foot tall. They did nothing but sleep and eat to get 6 foot tall. So for me, to get 6 foot tall, I will have accomplished something. I went through hell to get there. So that's an accomplishment. So, and you can do good business. You can be the best business guy on earth and everything else. And you walk into a meeting and the guy that's taller than you has kind of a statue that he's, above you. And it gets to me. So it's like, you know what? I'm doing this.
Try your best to make it a part of your life where you can fit it in the best too, because it does take a couple of months out of your life. And then when you're done, my understanding is when you're done with the lengthening process, you have the consolidation process, and then you're walking with a cane for a little while. So depending on your job, you may be out a little bit longer than you originally anticipate, especially if you go for the higher length levels. But you have to do what you want to do. And good luck to everyone who is looking at this to move forward with it. And if you decide to do it, realize you've kind of already won just by making that decision, because it's not easy. And don't sacrifice any of your health for length.
For me, absolutely. Like I have no regrets, basically.
That's awesome.
And the thing is, like, so I will sometimes, everyone will wish they're taller. So sometimes I think, oh, I wish I was 6 foot.
Yeah.
But it's definitely not to the same extent that it was. That that same obsession that I had before, because it's taken me from the 10th percentile to average height.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, even just knowing that, objectively and statistically, I'm average now.
Yeah.
It really, really did help me a lot.
Somebody can't tell you shouldn't have done it after you already did it.
Yeah. Yeah,
and
that's true.
to me, it doesn't matter one way or the other. If he feels good about it, but I still personally stay neutral about it, because, I think he put himself through something that he didn't necessarily need. But like I said, it's like someone getting a tattoo.
Yeah.
I say, I don't think I like that tattoo, or you shouldn't do it. Once they choose to do the tattoo, I'm not going to continue to tell them my opinion. I'm going to just support them and say, I'm glad you got what you got.
And my 6'3" buddy, all my life, he's called me vertically challenged.
See, it's his guy friend that got him.
I gotcha. I see.
It was my whole life.
It's pretty cool to think that many of these patients had distracting thoughts about their height, but they were willing to be resilient enough, to sideline themselves for 6 months or more to alter this one attribute that genetics was being stingy with. It's pretty darn inspiring. And now they can feel like their internal self matches up with their external appearance and live happily ever after. So whether you get lengthening done to fix your discrepancy or to boost your height, the choice is yours to make at the end of the day. But I gotta say that having a procedure that has such a profound effect on, improving your physical and mental pain, it's pretty darn cool. And whatever you end up doing, once a cyborg, you're always a cyborg, and we're gonna be here to support you every step of the way. All right, guys, that's all I have for you today. Let me know down below in the comments if you are considering lengthening for a discrepancy fix or for height gain. And if you are you on the fence because you're not sure if it's worth it or not? If you guys found the video helpful, go ahead and hit that like button. Be sure to subscribe, and until next time, this is Victor from Cyborg for Life, signing out. Peace.